Have you ever wanted to master dream interpretation? Or do you have a hard time even remembering your dreams, but you wish you could? I'm coming here to you today with 5 steps to getting better with dream interpretation and recall. Hi, I'm Sorik. This is Sorik Cazimi. This is number 6, I think, in my Cazimi vlog series, which I haven't touched in a while, but I wanted to come back to it, and I figured let's go with a subject that I really love, which is dreams and dream interpretation. 5 steps to dream recall and dream interpretation. Step number one. Step number one. I've been doing this since I was 14 years old, and that is, you've probably heard it a million times, write down your dreams or record them in some format. It doesn't have to be like literally like writing by hand. You can type them up. You can voice note them to yourself if you need. But either way, noting down memory of your dreams will help you to practice recalling them when you wake up. This can, of course, this is a little bit harder if you are, someone who has to get up in the morning with like an alarm and you have to immediately jump into getting ready. I get that. But just any amount of like writing down anything that you remember from your dream, even if it's like a couple of key words, will help your brain start to build that association of like, like dream messages are something that I want to pay attention to. So, yeah, step one, write them down. Step two, practice actually showing like interest in what your dreams mean. From a Jungian perspective, dreams are super, super significant communications coming up from our unconscious or even from the collective unconscious. If you take in a more like ancestral, like veneration kind of like thing, if you like communicate with ancestor spirits, like dreams can be a way that ancestral spirits communicate with you. If you take on a more animist point of view, literally anything in the universe could be communicating with you through your dreams, which I guess kind of ties back into the collective subconscious thing, or sorry, collective unconscious thing. So give credence to the fact that your dreams are trying to communicate something to you. Your mileage may vary on this one, but I personally, your mileage may vary on this one, but I personally, like, I do take a very, like, psychic, like, my dreams might be telling me of things to come kind of view. Not on every single dream. Here's the thing with the fact that I have been doing dream recall and interpretation for so long is that I have developed a way to sort of differentiate between like this dream is showing me this set of symbols because it's bringing up something from my unconscious that wants to be like processed, or like my subconscious needs to deal with feelings or situations in my real life, versus sometimes I see things and then they actually happen. And that's happened to me enough times over the years, and I have enough like written evidence of like, here's the date when this dream happened versus here's when the actual event happened in real life, that I have developed a confidence in like certain dreams. I can tell like, this is probably going to be an omen type of dream and I should watch out for this situation happening in real life, you know? So you can over time develop a sort of symbolic language with yourself and the wider universe and the unconscious that will not only give you insight on yourself and the workings of your mind, but can also give you a little glimpse of things to watch out for. Step 3, practice symbolism interpretation. It's easy to like go online and type up like, like dream dictionary for boat dreams or whatever. And it'll give you generalized articles that tell you about boat dreams. And those are important. That's like a good way to practice. But I think an even more helpful thing to do is for you to, when you're writing down those keywords, write down also what you felt about the symbol that showed up in your dreams, and write down any personal associations that you have in your brain with it. So, like, for example, if you see an alien in your dream, like, yes, you can go look up what do aliens mean in dreams, but also write down how did you personally feel about the aliens in the dreams? Like, what emotions did they bring up for you? What thoughts did they remind you of? And what, like, things do aliens make you think of in that dream context? Like, did you recently watch a movie about aliens? Do you like to draw aliens? Like, what is it in your brain about any particular symbol? It doesn't just have to be aliens. What is it that your brain personally feels and thinks about the symbols in your dreams? Step number 4, pay attention to ancestral and cultural meanings of dream symbols. So in this, I mean, not only like look up what kind of associations that these symbols have for you personally, but go back into whatever culture your ancestors hail from or that you grew up in, and think, what does that culture have to say about that symbol? If you have any elders in your life that you can ask, like, what they think that dream means, because culturally there's like a lot of traditions running through of like certain dreams being indicators or omens of certain things. And this, for me, goes back to step number 2 of giving significance to dreams, is like, dreams can be like for real omens. Like with ancestral uh, lineage stuff, look into what did your ancestors consider certain types of dreams to mean. But not only your ancestors, if you live on a land that is not where your ancestors are from, also look into the cultures of like the people who are indigenous to that land, and what do they think certain symbols mean. Like, for example, owls in some cultures, like in my ancestral culture, like are associated with the goddess Lakshmi, and they're like much more of a like symbol, like associated with like wealth and luxury and like positive blessings. Whereas in some indigenous cultures here on Turtle Island, aka the so-called USA, owls are like an ill omen of like, like a death coming in the family. So, and this will of course vary based on who specifically, like which nation's land you are on. So look into your ancestral associations with certain symbols, and also if you live on land that isn't your ancestors, look at what those cultures and those people's associations with certain symbols are. Step number 5, don't put too much pressure on yourself. This is the most important step to developing any sort of spiritual or psychic or psychological understanding or skill or ability, is practice it often, but don't get too stressed about it. You have access to the dream realm every night when you go to sleep. Even if it doesn't feel like it, even if you have a struggle like at first, keep practicing, and it will eventually start to change your relationship with the dream stuff. But stressing yourself out about it or being too much like, oh, why isn't this working, is just a surefire way to get yourself like frustrated and not really able to achieve the sort of like development of that skill that you want. Take it easy. Understand that it's going to take time. Understand that you're going to have to practice it over time. And a lot of people will, like, for example, like if they're trying to do lucid dreaming or astral projection type meditations, they'll try it for a little bit and then get frustrated because it feels like it doesn't work, and then they'll stop. And it's like, of course, it's not going to happen if you only do it a little bit or only do it sometimes. It's something that you have to develop over time. Psychic slash spiritual slash meditative skills require an investment of your time and energy and devotion and dedication. And that is when they will help you achieve what you want to achieve. Bonus tip, tip number 6. What is this? Yeah. Bonus tip number 6. If you are into astrology and tarot, bring those into the fold. For example, like interpret symbols in your dreams by relating them to symbols on tarot cards or oracle cards that you might have or you might have seen around. Or if you know astrology, my favorite thing to do is to write down, in addition to writing down my dream like symbols when I wake up, I also note down the time and date that I woke up so that I can then go back and look at what was happening in the chart for the moment I woke up. Because like usually when you do like a chart for an astrology chart or something, it's like a birth chart of when the thing was born. And so for me, because I put dreams into the 12th house, which is like where things are like before they're born, right? And then the moment you wake up is when the dream is born because it's like coming into your conscious awareness, right? So for me, I use the time that I woke up as the birth chart of the dream. And that's part of the reason that I've been able to develop the symbolic system that I mentioned earlier, with like knowing which dream symbols are which, is by, for me, I've been doing it by noting down the like moon signs of different dreams that I've had and then comparing them to the sidereal lunar mansions, the nakshatras, and then using that nakshatra symbolism to match to symbols that show up in my dreams. And so that's been like a helpful thing. So you can bring astrology into your dream interpretations and use that to sort of see like what it's communicating based on like, hey, if the moon's in Libra and Libra is in like the 9th house of your chart, for example, then you might know that that dream has to do with 9th house things for you. And that can help you interpret it. Okay. That's all I have for you about dream interpretation right now. I might also start doing little videos about dream symbolism. So let me know if down in the comments if you have like a particular dream that you need help interpreting or particular dream symbols that you want to know about. Leave them in the comments and I will either respond to your comment or I'll make a little video about that symbol and then respond to your comment letting you know that I made a video. And if you want a like longer personal like dream interpretation session with me, or maybe you have a dream that's a little sensitive and you don't just want to put it on blast in the comments section, you can go to my website. That's sonaliens.com/booking, sonaliens.com/booking. And I have offers of readings I offer there, and I'm about to add a dream interpretation reading option. I think it's going to be probably like sliding scale 22 to 55, pay what you can. And yeah, so that's all I have for you today. This has been Cazimi Vlogs number 6. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. It's free. And I'll check you on the next one. Bye.